When it comes to freelancing, most beginners commit some deadly mistakes that take them far away from success. If you are a complete beginner and if you don't have any experience in business, the chances are really high that you would probably repeat these mistakes. It is always advisable to learn from mistakes, but you don't have to wait until you make a mistake and then learn. In this video, we will be discussing some of the mistakes most freelancers commit and how to avoid it wisely. Hi, my name is Ian. I'm a digital business owner who started my career as a freelancer back in 2017. If you are someone starting out with freelancing, this video will be really helpful. So without further ado, let's get started. The number one mistake most freelancers make is not specifying what they sell. As a freelancer, you should sell your skill to make money. But most freelancers fail to specify what exactly they can deliver for their client. For instance, maybe your skill is in Photoshop or in Canva or maybe in writing. Whatever be the skill you have, you should be able to specify what exactly you can deliver for a client. If you are a skilled designer, your answer can be like, I can design 3D logos for your business, or I can design stunning flyers for your business, or maybe I can design modern restaurant menus, something like that. As a freelancer with the same skill, you can deliver different gigs. If you can specify what all things you can deliver, it will help you to find the right people or business who need that. You can contact them and make them your client. So just ask yourself what you can deliver as a freelancer. The more specific answer you get, the better it is. If you want more ideas about the things you could sell, go to fiverr.com and browse different gigs. This will help you to get an idea about what all gigs you can sell. Another common mistake most freelancing beginners commit is not generating leads. If you don't know what leads are, they are the people or business who are in touch with you and can be a client soon. When it comes to lead generation, there are a lot of ways. One common mistake most freelancers do is just relying on marketplaces like Fiverr or Upwork for getting leads or clients. What most people do is they just list their profile and gigs in Fiverr and Upwork and other marketplaces and wait for clients to place orders. In most cases, if you are a beginner, you won't get any orders unless the service you provide is that unique. If you want business or if you want to get client, you should focus on generating leads. In my opinion, before focusing on getting established on marketplaces like Fiverr and Upwork, you should focus on generating leads by your own. All you have to do is to identify the buyer persona, which means identifying who all can be a potential client, then browse different directories, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Google My Business and all to create a list of business or people which can be a potential client. Then start reaching them through emails, phone, social DMs, etc. Remember, when you are reaching out, try to start a good conversation, build a connection, and then discuss about the service you offer. If you do this consistently, you will start getting good leads that can be converted into clients. Next mistake most of the freelancers make is not mastering sales. Maybe you are really good in the skill you freelance. Maybe you are getting a lot of inquiries for the gig you sell. But still, if you are not getting clients, then it's because you are not focusing on sales or because of you are not good at selling. To make money, you should be closing deals and making the lead pay and become your client. This is the part where most people struggle. You might be really skilled in what you are selling, but if you cannot sell your service for a reasonable price, then what is the point? Closing or selling is something that most people hate or ignore. If you want to become successful in freelancing, make sure you master sales, not just the skill you offer. Another common mistake is spending too much time on less important things. As a freelancer, it is a plus to have a good website, online portfolio and all, but when you are just starting out, you do not have to spend a lot of time or money on things like this. If you need a website, maybe you can consider creating a simple one-page website with Google Sites or similar service and consider upgrading it only when you are scaling up. Your primary focus should be on generating leads, selling and fulfilling orders. It is advisable to buy a domain that matches your business name or your name in the early stage itself, but there is no point in spending weeks and months on building your website ignoring lead generation, sales and fulfillment. Once you get some clients, once you get some good projects and testimonials, you can consider spending some money and time into redesign the website, building a good looking portfolio and all. Until that point, focus on lead generation, sales and fulfillment. Not investing in essentials is another common mistake. To get started as a freelancer, you will need some basic stuff. Maybe it would be a hardware or software or even good courses. I'm not asking you to spend a lot of money on fancy gears or on highly priced softwares or courses. I'm talking about the ones that matters. For example, if you are freelancing social media content creation using Canva, then spending some money for Canva Pro subscription can be an essential. So have that mind to invest in that. Or buying a good Udemy course or subscribing to Skillshare can be a good investment. At the same time, buying a MacBook Pro, new gear, it's not an investment, it's just a fancy expense. Depending on the service that you sell, there would be subscriptions or apps that you would need. You can take advantage of free trials for the first few weeks, but after that, invest in it if it is essential for your business. Please don't mess up the word investment with all things you buy. Buying a new laptop, a new work desk, a brand new smartphone, etc. is not an investment until you really need it. So be wise on choosing what to invest in and what to avoid. The next one is staying in an employee mindset or thinking like an employee. Freelancing is your first step toward your entrepreneurial journey. If you are going to stay in an employee mindset, then it's a big mistake. Staying in an employee mindset means just focusing on the hours you work and getting paid for it. As a freelancer, you should be able to think like an entrepreneur who focuses on finishing the work with maximum productivity. And the pricing should be based on the project, market standard and all, not solely on the number of hours you work. Your success will depend on how effectively you fulfill the project, not on how much time you spend doing that work. For a freelancer, there is no rule to do all the work by himself. By switching from an employee mindset to an employer mindset, you would be able to hire and outsource some of the tasks that comes under the project to save your time and money. And then only you would be able to scale your business. Another common mistake freelancers commit is saying yes to all projects. As a freelancer, you may get inquiry from different people and about different services. It is quite common that the potential client would ask you to do projects or tasks that doesn't come under what you offer. As you are just starting out, you would have the tendency to say yes and accept the deal, no matter whatever complications is there inside. This could be a big mistake. There are times that I accepted projects that I have no idea about, but the truth is it killed a lot of my time and money to fulfill it and it ended up in a negative profit. So before accepting a project, make sure this is something that you can fulfill on time and the budget they proposed is okay for you. If not, it's better to say no and find another opportunity. I'm not asking you to say no for every challenging opportunities, but to say no to projects that you have no experience or resource to fulfill for the proposed price. And another common mistake that most freelancing beginners commit is not having a price level for the service they offer. As a freelancer, you should be able to define what is your pricing. It need not to be an exact number, but you should be able to define a range. For example, if you are a freelance web developer, when somebody asks you for the price of a new website, you should be able to tell them what would be the range of the website. Of course, the price varies with the client's requirements, but most people would like to know what is the starting price or what is the range. For instance, when you have an inquiry about a website and somebody asks for tell me the price, you can tell that it depends on what they need, but a normal website with 4 to 5 pages will cost around $600 to $1,000, and depending on what you need, the price varies. By doing this, client will get to know the range, and if this fits into their budget, they will continue asking for more details. The thing is, there is no point in spending too much time with people that doesn't have a budget to spend. Not retaining existing clients is the next big mistake that most freelancers make. To be a successful freelancer, there is no need to chase new clients every time. If you are good at managing existing clients, a lot of new projects and opportunities will come from your existing clients. Also, if you are really good in maintaining a relationship with your past clients, they will give you more referrals. The next big mistake most freelancers have is not having a roadmap and action plan. While starting with freelancing, it's common that most people would have unrealistic goals like making $3,000 or $5,000 in the first month and all. What you need is to have a realistic goal, a roadmap, and an action plan to reach that goal. Making $1,000 in the first 2 months can be a realistic goal if you can design and follow a roadmap that takes you there. The roadmap should include milestones that you need to achieve and the time and effort you should commit to reach each milestone. Instead of focusing on the number of hours you spend, focus on metrics that matters, which means focus on the number of leads you generate, number of meetings you done, the proposals sent, deals closed, etc. Next one is really important. This one big mistake is the main reason behind the failure of most, that is not taking actions. There are a lot of talented people among us, but not every talents are equally rewarded. Having good knowledge and skill in something cannot assure success. You need to be really good in taking actions that take you towards your goal. A lot of people will have similar goals like yours. Many of them would have the roadmap and know about the milestones they should reach. The people who get success are the ones that take actions to reach there. We live in a world where we have a lot of content available to consume. Instead of just going beyond content after content, reduce the amount you spend on consuming content and start taking actions that matters in building your freelance business. Also, be patient in your journey. It's not a business you can build in a day or a week. You need to put your time, effort, and skills into it. And more importantly, you need to have the patience to stick to the plan and hustle. I hope you get to know about some common mistakes that most freelancers commit. If you are just starting out, try to understand and try to not commit these mistakes in your freelancing journey. You can refer my channel for more videos about freelancing and online business. If you have some questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. For now, signing off.